You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's WWE Monday Night Raw After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's WWE Monday Night Raw After Show.
Oh, man, we got to play that GCL. That's Georgia.
No,
Wait, did I say it wrong? Florida, Georgia line?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
FGL. Kind of the same.
I'm so
GCL.
I didn't even know who these guys were. I just wrote like band guys down.
You never heard the remix with Nelly Nell?
I don't know anything.
I'm not shocked you don't know any song with Nelly.
I'm so old. I once asked Jason Mraz who he was, so on our show.
If I met him in person, I wouldn't know who he was either.
Well, I knew who. They told me, oh, that's Jason Mraz. I said, I don't know who that is.
That's impressive.
So, yeah.
What do you listen to, CLum?
Old Metallica, Stone
you do.
Stone Temple Pilots.
That's a shocker.
90s stuff.
Welcome to the Raw After Show, everybody. Jonny Loquasto here. WWE went country tonight from Nashville, Tennessee. We have a full squadron tonight. Up first, before I introduce anyone, we want to give a congratulations to the predictions champion, Josh Padgett. Not just for being Showtime, not just for being the predictions champion, but he got hired over the weekend to be on a brand new show for a very popular cable network. We'll just say it's the same network that had Breaking Bad. You know, it's AMC. He's gonna be.
It's GCL.
It's GCL. Yeah, he's gonna be on GCL. It's a very good cable network.
And now that Johnny spoiled it, he will not be on. There goes your confidentiality agreement.
He told me I can say it.
Okay.
He's gonna be on a brand new show coming out. He actually flew over the weekend to somewhere on the East Coast. We don't know how long he's gonna be there. But we want to say congratulations.
4 months.
Potentially 4 months. So big congratulations to Showtime Josh Padgett. He will be doing call-ins, but he will not be in studio because he'll be a busy boy and actually staying at his parents' house because they live 15 minutes away from the shoot, I believe.
So what does that? Is he allowed to defend his championship?
It's in abeyance.
I'm glad you brought that up, CLum.
I mean, because he's technically not on the show for the next 4 months.
I know.
So
I'm glad you brought
it's like
that
being
up.
out with an injury.
I don't know where the title is right now, but I will announce now that the official predictions title is in abeyance.
It's got to be vacated
For the next 6 days until Survivor Series. So
I mean, there is a Money in the Bank for the pay-per-view title.
Oh, does Tom cash it in and immediately get it? Because he did tie him on the last one.
He did make an effort and make that briefcase, but
he tied him on the last show.
I have plenty of title belts I could just bring in.
He does.
So,
Eddie has real title belts.
like 5 or 6.
That's true.
So.
I don't know. I think we put it in abeyance for 6 days, because why not?
Okay.
So there you go. Showtime, congratulations. Title's in abeyance. We'll see what happens this Sunday at Survivor Series. All right, time to introduce everyone next to me. The lovely Cathy Kelley. What's up?
Hey.
All right, perfect. Across from me, once again, back by popular demand, find him on Twitter at Eddie Pence. That's because his name is Eddie Pence.
I was lucky enough to get my Twitter handle with my real name on it.
Which is shocking.
Which is shocking.
Very shocking.
Very shocking.
Next to him, the fan of Metallica,
Yes.
all things 80s, including the flannel and the beard and the long hair. The general manager is back.
I'm back.
Ryan CLum, everybody.
Yeah, I was gone by popular demand, but now I'm back.
Right back. Never,
Sorry,
my friend.
guys.
And sitting on our special guest couch, this man can be held by no chair. He needs to have a throne. He needs to have his own zip code, because he is the man. You know him as the man that Bar Raffaele was lucky enough to be making out with in the GoDaddy commercial. Jesse Heiman, what's up, my friend?
What's up, America? What's happening? I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely. I have a question for you. So when you were making out with one of the hottest women on Earth, please tell me when you guys finished, you got up and looked her right in the eyes and said, "You're welcome," and walked away.
Santa style?
I didn't say exactly that, but
Okay.
it was very similar.
You're making out with her, you're like, "Oh my God, I'm getting paid for this?"
Yeah, it was like the best day of work. You know?
And you're still getting residual checks?
Yes.
Oh my God!
Wow, still getting paid for it. Still getting paid
You
for
must
it.
have just been high-fiving the 10-year-old version of you over and like, yeah, buddy.
Do you just watch the video every day, all day long, the same commercial on a loop?
Yeah, I watched it 65 times, the same number of takes it took to make it.
Fair enough. Be honest. Is she a good kisser, though?
Yes.
Okay.
Very good.
We'll take it. Good job, Bar, if you're watching. That's amazing that a beautiful woman is named Bar.
Well,
That just shows you can name a beautiful woman anything.
You can.
I wanted to also say that I just shot an episode of Criminal Minds.
Congratulations.
And that comes out in December.
Who'd you make out with in Criminal Minds?
Her name is Garcia.
Nice.
You did. You kissed in Criminal Minds.
Is that the thing now? Whenever anyone puts you on, you get to make out with the hottest
It's under
girl
a
on the
special-
show?
With
Is that?
Maria Menounos.
Oh my God! What?
Made out with
That is the
I made
greatest-
out with your boss.
That is the greatest gimmick of all time.
And
I just
Jamie
make out with the hot
Presley
girls.
Kevin allowed that?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh my God.
That's got to go out under special skills on his resume, right?
Yeah. Do you?
WWE should just hire me to kiss all the divas. You know?
That's a great.
I'm like the next.
diva
I'm like
kisser.
the new AJ. I'm kissing everyone. you
Who
know?
needs musical chairs when you can kiss Jesse Heiman?
Musical lips.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Dirty Lips Hyman. That's what they should call you.
You Dirty Lips Hyman.
Dirty Lips Hyman.
You have the greatest. Oh my God. Good for you, man. Way to go.
Way to go.
We're happy to have you here on the show, which
Dirty
is
Lips.
fantastic. Let's get to Monday Night Raw. What a night. What a night in Nashville, Tennessee. Triple H and Stephanie McMahon are well rested as they come to the ring because of their vacation, which we still don't know where exactly they went, do we?
They never mentioned it, did they? Did they ever mention their vacation?
None of
Just
your
not-
business. That's where
not
they
Europe.
went.
Not Europe.
Not Europe.
They did not
where they
go to
went.
Europe. They were not vacationing in London, as far as we know. But they are well rested. And last week happened, it showed everyone that they are needed. They were missed with everything that happened, all the chaos. Before they get another word out, Randy Orton's music hits. He stomps to the ring. Usually takes him about 37 minutes to get there. Not tonight. About 17 seconds. Grabbed the mic. He's heated, hot under his tattoos. Said he can't. He probably can't even beat Big Show by himself at Survivor Series. He's pissed off. And then next thing you know, Maddox and Vicky come out. Maddox owns up to his mistakes and says last week was Vicky's fault. I kind of dug that. That was hilarious to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he
Classic
went and
Maddox.
got the crap kicked out of him afterwards.
that
It was
brat.
amazing.
He's really good at getting beat up.
Yeah. And Randy Orton's really good at working stiff on somebody.
Oh God.
Because that was brutal.
That really was.
So it seems like they want Maddox to wrestle more because they've had him in a couple dark matches.
Wait, are we talking about the
lately.
Maddox match?
Yeah.
Here, right? Oh, okay. Yeah, well, we also got to mention they put Vicky with AJ. Did you?
Yeah.
We are going to say that, yes. of
Okay.
course.
Well, yeah, that happened.
We
before.
jumped kind of ahead a
I
little.
jumped the gun. I
So you guys
apologize.
jumped up a little. I was like, where are we? Okay.
We did jump ahead,
You jumped ahead like a smoking
Gotcha.
gun.
I'll be quiet.
Yep.
I'll go make out with Hyman. I'll be quiet.
Get on that couch, Eddie. Actually, Kathy. All right. We will. Yeah. Okay. So, yes, Orton's heated. Stephanie gets in his face, and then of course Maddox and Vicky come out. They make the Maddox versus Orton match, and Vicky versus AJ, which are two matches that I think we're all into for sure.
Well, these are also two matches that are usually against the number one no rule of heel versus heel. Both of them are. But are we ready to talk about the match?
Well, yeah, because the match basically happened.
It was well done as far as that goes. Heel versus heel. It's almost impossible to do that. It usually kills a crowd.
Maddox, I don't really
He's
count
so
Maddox.
over with the crowd
He's not
right
a
now.
heel.
I'll tell you what it is, and this match was well constructed. You had that one moment that Maddox came in out of nowhere, and it's like, oh my God, he's going to beat Randy.
It was great.
So it puts him over a little bit, and then immediately Randy beats him up, shows that aggression. So it wasn't your normal match of a roller coaster of up and down, so you didn't have to get the fans behind somebody. So this actually worked really well. It's the first time I've seen a heel match work in a really long time.
But I don't think. I mean,
Unlike
But
Maddox.
it wasn't a typical match.
It's
That's
more
why
like heel
it's
versus tweener.
structured and worked
yeah,
well.
he's a tweener. Now, Mike Adamle was more of a heel than Brad
But
Maddox.
he's still technically a heel.
It was actually quite.
Tweeners don't exist in my. I don't believe
They
in
do.
tweeners.
Oh,
I don't,
come
there is
on.
no such
They
thing as a
did.
tweener.
What are you
You're a
doing?
heel or a face.
What decade are you in, sir?
I'm in the current decade, and it's the same it's always been. Just
I
because
wish-
it's a different decade doesn't mean the structure doesn't work any different. It's the same structure that's happened for 40, 50 years.
Yeah.
I wish that when Maddox was on the ground at the end of it, instead of calling the match, that he would have just been playing possum and then got up and started hitting Orton with the mic.
Or just small packaged him and get the win.
Oh, that would have been great.
Yeah, but
would've
you
been
can't
awesome.
because then that completely screws Orton.
Yeah, you can't beat Orton in wingtips. Not gonna happen.
No, the thing that happened well on this is both guys walked out looking better. This didn't hurt
Oh,
either of
yeah.
them. Brad looked better because Brad actually looked like, wow, he almost got this over on Orton. Orton looked vicious. It was well done.
People just been wanting to cheer for Maddox at some point. People just want a reason to like him.
Yeah,
but they were cheering for Orton more than Maddox was.
Unfortunately,
they wanted Maddox to his ass kicked.
Unfortunately, with this role Maddox has, he's not allowed to really show his best side, which is how awkward and funny and quirky he is. You know what I mean? Like, Jesse, have you seen all the Maddox stuff online?
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
It's great. He's an interesting personality. They just got to figure out what they want to do with him, you know?
Well, yeah, and
besides, you know, they keep throwing him in random scenarios. You know, he has wrestled before. He was a referee originally, and then he became a wrestler, and now he's general manager, so... He's, you know, at some point he's going back to wrestling.
In this role, they're not giving him a whole lot of freedom as far as his personality goes. It's very straightforward, and Maddox is not good. He's not a good scripted guy. He's great at being able to go off the cuff. Unfortunately, that's not Orton's strength.
Unfortunately, we may get him like as a special appearance, appearance in the Royal Rumble for somebody else, and they may put him in there or something, you know?
Yeah.
I think when he started, he was doing more off-the-cuff things, and then remember that time when Vince got really mad at him and pulled the plug on, I don't know, something.
Well, his YouTube show was ridiculous. It was like a Tim and Eric Awesome show. It was so weird. It was really great.
Multiple tweets tonight about him being shirtless or nearly shirtless. So.
Who, Maddox?
Yeah.
Positive tweets?
People are liking that.
So he's trending well for shirtless.
Okay. So the goal is...
It wasn't trending worldwide, though, so unfortunately.
Well, there's always next week. So anyways, like CLum said, both guys came off looking fantastic. Orton just vicious as hell. Maddox just probably not waking up anytime soon. The ref calls the match. Maddox is unconscious. And then we next see that the kickoff for Survivor Series is going to be Bret Hart, Booker T, and Mick Foley. The question is it just a half hour of them talking? Has there been a match announced?
That can't be. That can't be.
I'm sure they'll throw a match on there, even if
they'll talk about it.
Maybe just them previewing for a half hour.
I like though putting some of the veterans or the past stars.
Oh hell
it makes a lot more sense than the panel they had last.
It does, and it's good to have a mix. Watch any sort of NFL or any of the main sports. It's usually past stars. Once you're past playoff season or whatever.
Shannon Sharp, we got two good football teams playing right now.
Get a current guy mixed in there a little bit. But it's usually the past stars, so I like that. I
like that they're using former superstars, not people that are currently on the roster. So it shows that they actually may use some of those stars on the show. You know.
Yeah, the current stars being commented. I get it, but it's a little odd.
Yeah.
Because they're like, what the hell am I doing?
They got to break character to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the good thing about that, using the current ones, I mean, it feels weird, but it gets the guys to actually do something that are currentently there instead of sitting and catering and watching the show.
Right.
So that is one of the positive things about it, is those are the guys who are currently working, and you want to get as many of those guys on the shows as possible.
Well, backstage, we have Brad Maddox getting carted off on a gurney with Vicky just watching in shock. Maddox is holding his head, getting taken into the ambulance. We jump right into an Intercontinental Championship match. Now, last week, we were thinking maybe Dolph Ziggler would knock off Curtis Axel, finally ending the reign of Curtis Axel. Well, tonight, Biggie Langston has his shot. And all intro songs a little bit countryed up.
Yeah.
And so it sounded. I think this was a new entrance theme for Biggie. Tonight, is what it was.
Was it? Like it? No, because Curtis Axel's music was different too.
Was it? I thought it was the same.
Really?
But no, I got the
different.
sense this was the new Big E tune, and I mean that's how I was like, oh, he's winning the title. He got new music. This is ready for the big push.
Okay.
Like, you know, a lot of times you give a guy new music. It was the faster up tempo.
It did sound a little twangy at the beginning. Like everything kind of had a little twang.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
That's what it was.
I don't know if the audio was just all. I don't know.
Right.
The guy in the booth's like, hey, make it sound country. Yeah. All right, then.
Okay, man. You got it.
But it was a lot faster, so I thought it was new music.
Of the Curtis Axel era.
Well, he fired Paulie.
Which is odd. He just said in a backstage statement, "Hey, we're no longer Paul Heyman guys." I'm like, you were last week.
I like how Punk fires Heyman, and it's a 6-month never-ending feud, and Axel does it, and it's a sentence.
Yeah. That's a good point.
It's just like
well, Ryback as well. He's not really a Paul Heyman guy anymore.
He can't help.
But Ryback fired Raymond, or Heyman fired Ryback.
Yeah, Heyman made it clear, whereas Axel just on, I think it was on
just
SmackDown.
Off the cuff, like, I'm not the Paul Heyman guy now.
Yeah, even after Axel was in the ring with Paul Heyman while he's in the wheelchair, and
like
just
none of that made any sense.
So what is the future for Axel if he doesn't have Heyman, he doesn't have a title, and he doesn't
I think he's
have
done.
any lines?
He's in abeyance.
Like,
he is in abeyance. They're holding Axel in abeyance now.
Yeah. Well, actually, we haven't talked about the match. Axel lost. In case you couldn't figure it out. Axel's no longer a Heyman guy. Big E gets the win with the big ending, celebrates with the title. Needless to say, people were pumped up about this.
It's weird because even though it was a title match, it didn't seem title match quality.
Yeah, it wasn't like it didn't.
It was shorter for what you would think a title match would be.
You know, but it's still nice for them to showcase some younger guys, even though we're not like rooting and boosting and like hoping to see them more as such. But you know, Curtis Axel and JBL gave him a nice plug. They said the future of wrestling is in the ring right now, which, you know.
I love Big E. I think that this push that he's been having is amazing.
Yeah.
I actually got a tweet from, hold on, who was it? Someone.
Awesome.
Nicholas Yanez, who said, "Is it me or does it feel like the Intercontinental title matters again?"
It
Which
might.
I
Hell
kind
yeah.
of feel like it does.
Well, not after just tonight, but we'll see. That's going to take a while to make that matter.
But I'm glad they put it on him instead of
Yes.
throwing it on
I
a
could-
Ziggler
and I
or
could
somebody
see
like that.
Someone who we know is a
Yeah.
powerful guy who, I mean, we see
Collegiate
every single-
background. It
yeah.
was decorated collegiate background.
And the company's obviously behind.
And has an amazing personality.
Yeah.
too.
And a couple things. I just got a text from Raven saying that was indeed new music for Big E.
Okay.
And then also, one thing, you know, we need to. Cena's the face of the company, and that's going in a few years they're going to need to find a new one.
Yeah.
Could Big E be one of those guys that could be possibly the face of the company in 4 or 5 years? You know, this guy's got the look. He can wrestle. He can work in the ring. And
He's a funny dude, too.
Number one most important thing. There's only been 5 faces really in the company ever: Bruno, Hogan, Austin, Rock, and Cena. And almost all of them had these incredible personalities, and that's the number one most important thing, which we've seen not in the ring yet, but in some backstage stuff and some interviews. We've seen what a great personality Big E has.
Well, they wouldn't let him for a while. At
right.
first, he was just the statue.
Right.
The question is,
But he does. But we have seen that personality. It hasn't gotten to come out on air yet, but it might be there. He may have that.
It's definitely there.
if you look on social media, the guy's hilarious. He's almost a decent joke writer, which
Right.
is really fun.
Yeah.
And so what's good about him is he's so powerful and can destroy just about anybody. He has the ability and the luxury of he could be funny and
Right.
still destroy you.
And I mean, I know we reference this video all the time, but the video of him doing the signing with the fans and someone gives him the My Little Pony, and he's hilarious.
And that's my
I didn't see that.
that video was my thought of that's the reason for that thought was just that was such a funny video that showed so much personality that I think this guy might have a run on it. I mean, there's a couple guys. I think Roman is a guy that might be in the mix. Sheamus is still in that mix. I mean, there's
Whenever he comes back.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Big
a
E's
bunch of
definitely
guys, but I think Big E might be that.
He seems like a
might
company
be-
man
yeah.
too, where he'll be with it for a really long time.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about last week, hoping Ziggler would have
Good
a long
employee,
title run,
hopefully.
but now Big E, I think he could be poised for a hell of a run with this.
Yeah.
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 Probably.
And I mean, the one important thing we need to talk to that doesn't always show up on camera is you have to be a good employee as well
Yeah.
to be that face.
You don't know the politics that go on behind.
Right.
Some are fair, some are not. We know that much.
Yeah, and most you never hear. I mean, you're not gonna know. A guy might get fired for something that's a problem backstage that no one knows about. You know, it's just the bosses and him. So
And I mean, that's with any company.
Any
it's
company.
not just this one.
Nope.
It's
yeah,
all companies are political, and if you're friends with the boss, you're probably going to get a push.
it's not always about talent. You got to be a good worker.
Yeah.
And the
It's a
question is,
combination.
are we going to see a rematch at Survivor Series now?
That's probably going to be the pre-show
Kick
match.
off.
Actually, the
That would make
pre-show,
sense.
I have been told
It would
we
make
have
sense.
Kofi versus Miz is now the pre-show.
That's the pre-show?
Yes, I got that.
Quickly put together after what happened, which we'll get to in just a little bit. We go back to the locker room. Randy Orton is with the Shield. He basically tells the Shield they need to have his back at Survivor Series. Orton's just all about making demands.
Yeah. Well, I like the doctors. Like, here's ice.
Yeah.
Here's some more ice.
I know.
It's like,
What is this, early
you guys
80s?
you need better doctors.
It's like, what is
back
this,
there.
1982 physical therapy? Everything was heat and ice back then.
Give me another bag of ice.
But I'm bleeding. Just put ice on it. It'll slow
and
it.
Stop yelling. Your ribs will feel better if you stop yelling.
That's true. Very, very angry. So the Shield, of course, they don't work for anybody.
No.
You know what I mean? Jesse, would you make a demand to the Shield? I wouldn't.
Maybe.
Have you
Yeah,
made out?
really?
Have you made out with the
That's
Shield?
I don't know.
No.
But I may like pat him on the back if they pass me in the crowd. I
true.
think they're doing a good job. They've had a really long run. They're at Survivor Series is a year of them being in the WWE. a pretty good run.
Hell yeah.
And staying
for them
together.
to
And
still be
staying relevant for that whole
Yeah.
year and staying strong.
That's how good they've been because it seems a lot longer. It seems like they've been around way longer than a year.
Hasn't it? That's true.
Either that or just my memory's just.
Oh, your
slowing.
memory's
I'm aging
gone.
and dying.
Yeah. Your memory's done. You know.
Anyway,
It's a very nice thing to say.
Don't have children, everybody.
No, don't have a kid.
Next we have.
You'll live forever.
Birth control over
Yeah. I want to know the life expectancy between those with kids and without kids.
Just watch.
Yeah, just
watch. Just watch me.
Watch you the next 3 years.
Just watch
All
me
right.
die in the next 3 years.
Jerry Lawler announces Divas musical chairs.
Oh,
This
God.
is
It's horrible.
Okay, well, Clum, take it away, because
I have one note and 2 words on this. It says this sucks. That's
Damn.
all I had to say on this.
damn.
This was not good.
What
Elaborate for us.
other way are you going to get
Isn't it-
all the divas in a
Yeah.
ring wearing Daisy Dukes and not have them?
A kissing contest.
That's
Yes.
true.
With
Hey.
Jesse Hyman.
Hyman
Hey.
should have been there to make out with all the divas.
I have a
I have a
novel,
Hyman
I have a
hoedown.
novel idea.
Look, I'll say it here. I'm a Hyman guy, all right?
I have
We're
a
all
novel
Hyman
idea.
guys.
We could have had a wrestling
Square
match.
dancing. I don't know.
Oh.
Well,
Instead of musical
But they're saving that for
chairs.
the pay-per-view.
But they wanted to get them all in the
They could have
ring.
done something
But
else.
I feel like there are a lot of fans who appreciated seeing all of the divas.
I'm sure they did, but I don't want to see them doing musical chairs.
Shorts, yeah.
I think
Okay.
it's
No, I
think
agree,
it's,
I agree. It
I think
was-
it's a bit
it was
demeaning
stupid.
as well.
They could have done
I
a
mean,
hay
honestly,
fight.
oh
They
well,
could have
let's
done a
just
hay
have the
fight.
girls do
hay
musical
fight's good.
chairs.
Can we all predict who we thought would have won the musical chairs? I mean,
But here you go. You've got girls that are highly trained. You know, they
Probably
put a lot
Brie
of money
Bella,
into
'cause
it, and
she's
you put
going
them in
against AJ,
musical
right?
chairs.
Who?
It's insulting.
Probably Brie Bell because she's going against AJ.
I would say
That pay-per-view.
Well, I think it was a time
are they
thing.
fighting again at
I thought
Survivor?
they
No.
were even not.
It's a 7-on-7
Oh, yeah,
at
yeah.
Survivor Series,
Okay,
and it was
so-
the only way to get
Yeah.
all the divas in the ring
Can
to
you
promote the
imagine
match.
That's exactly what it was.
I guess
but
musical chairs is your only option.
Can you imagine if they
no,
had
it's not. You
eliminated
could have
one
done a
and one
and
lumberjill
one
and one, how
contest.
cool that
Or,
would've
What
been?
about a battle royal?
you could have done a battle royal. You could have done lumberjill. You could have done a lot of stuff other than friggin'. That's what they call them. Or other than musical chairs. It's embarrassing.
But without giving away what you're going to see at Survivor Series, they don't want them to fight there and have a match or a winner. They want to build it for Survivor Series, and the only way to do that is something ridiculous like a pillow fight or musical chairs or something
Yeah.
like that. And
Probably
that,
part of the depression
that saves
or
it.
something segment. I don't know.
That would have been solid. Everyone comes out with just a blonde wig,
Huge boobs.
and well, most of them already have that,
Well,
so that would
the ones that don't.
work. That's true.
Hyman's like boobs.
Yeah.
I make out with boobs.
Jesse's thinking about it. Thinking about it. God, he made out with.
Well, you know, the original GoDaddy girl was Candice Michelle. So.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Wonderful lady. Met her. She's very, very nice.
Yeah.
But now you're the new GoDaddy spokesperson, and that's all that matters.
Yes.
You know,
Her husband takes care of a lot of wrestlers. He's a chiropractor.
I did not know that.
It doesn't matter who was the first one.
Right. No, it doesn't.
Let's see what Ryan from The Rock. It
You're the
doesn't
man.
matter who.
Have you shot any more GoDaddy since?
I have not.
They
But-
need to get their act together.
Maybe next
Got the Super Bowl coming up here in a couple months.
But their new mantra is kicking ass, helping small businesses kick ass.
Okay.
Well, we gotta. I'm sure there's some way we could work you making out with some hot girl into that.
Yeah,
I
the motto
think
should just
so.
be making out with hot chicks. That's our
Yeah.
motto, helping
Yeah.
you make out with hot chicks.
Do you have any Super Bowl ads lined up?
Not yet, but hopefully.
Yeah, man. You got a couple months to do it.
Yeah.
That's a reason to watch right there.
Well, the last one we shot on December 4th and it aired. We shot on January 4th and then it aired in February. So it was
Well, I mean,
quick turnaround.
it was
Yeah,
a pretty
commercials
easy
are quick.
commercial to edit. Jesse, make out with bar.
Okay.
Done.
I've worked production on
65.
commercials before. They only a commercial's usually a 4-week process, something like that. Like a week of pre-production, week of production, a couple weeks of editing.
No,
I've
it
worked
is
on
commercial.
Plenty of them. Yeah,
No,
they're
it's just-
they're
I now have
pretty
like
fast
a
turnovers.
documentary crew following me because of that. They're documenting.
I wanna follow you because
what
of
it
that.
takes to
Yeah.
transition from the big commercial to become a big actor. So.
Whoever edited that commercial just sat in a dark room by himself with
Watching making out
with
stuff.
a go girl and some.
But with the sound all the way down, because I heard that the sounds was a little hard.
Commercials are the best, though, aren't they?
Yeah. Little slurpy.
Best money for the
Slurping.
least amount of work.
I wish they could have put a microphone to Jesse's inner voice, like, "Oh my god, oh 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 my god." All right, Big Show versus Ryback next. As always, Ryback, of course, looks little next to the Big Show. Manages to pull off the spine buster to show midway through the match. Ryback picks up show again, hits the damn shell shock, which is insane.
He doesn't stomp around though. He didn't stomp around.
That is the big show.
So-
I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, that's
Just saying.
Could you stomp around with
there were,
441
If you're
pounds
gonna
on
do it,
top of
I
you?
couldn't, but
That was impressive
Ryback should be able
regardless.
to.
in a
Yeah.
video game he could.
No, I'm just gonna be hard on him.
Ryback was a little bit off on this match. They were like a half a step off on this. I think he was. I don't know if he was nervous working the Big Show, but I picked up several times show talking to him. Cut me off, take out my knee, trying to get him to pick the pace up. And even a time right after he hit the meat hook, I think it was after he hit the meat hook, he first went for the shell shock, which he almost... He almost forgot a spot, but Big Show got him back on. But then after that, you could hear Big Show going, slow down, slow down. Ryback was a little bit off on this, but I just took that as nervousness wrestling maybe a big name.
Big Show was winded. He's like, take a break, dude.
Slow down. And maybe, Ryback's been pulled off Heyman. Maybe he got an earful in the back, and he's nervous and doesn't want to screw up. You never know what's going on, but there was something off here.
So this was their first
I don't
match
think the audience
together
would have picked it up. I don't think the audience would have picked that up, but they were just a little bit off.
They announced that this was their first match together or against each other.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
The first singles
That's
on
crazy.
TV, I guess.
And
it could be that too. It's when you work with a guy for the first time, your timing can be off.
It was weird to see Ryback look so tiny.
Right.
Next to someone.
I liked it because it was like the immovable object beating the
Unstoppable force.
force.
Irresistible
That
force.
kind of a thing.
It's true.
You know?
And Ryback took off his singlet, so we're all winners on that one.
Every time.
And of course, it ends with the WMD knocking out Ryback. He gets the cover. Big Show wins afterwards. Randy Orton tries to snake his way to a sneak attack the Show. Show nails him with a clothesline.
Slow motion spear.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
speared
just
him.
watching in slow motion as Big Show just turned from and then just jumps out of frame. Like, oh, okay, that's what that.
I want to know, Randy Orton, the quickest, predator in the game, doesn't outquick Big Show.
No. And literally, Big Show, that was the slowest turnaround into a spear I've ever... There's a dog here.
The dog
The Hounds
agrees.
of Justice are coming for it.
The Hounds of Justice are here.
The Hound of Justice.
We move backstage. The Singers of Cruise, the old GCL, Florida Georgia line. Backstage,
GCL.
I can't believe I can believe it actually. Backstage with Zack Ryder, of course, 3B cuts in, dressed in country gear. They're no longer the Union Jacks. They are the Rhinestone Cowboys.
What was Zack Ryder saying? I couldn't even hear what he was saying before they cut him off.
I don't know.
Oh.
Anyone?
I don't remember.
No one does.
Jesse?
At least he
I
made it to
don't
Raw.
know.
That's true. He did get
He got some airtime.
Did he say woo woo woo
Quality
even?
3
he
seconds.
said something about, can you believe there's a new... I don't know. What
Did he get a woo out, perhaps?
I don't even think he had a woo out.
No.
Man.
It's sad.
It's all wooed out.
He is.
He's all wooed out.
Yeah.
He cut his hair back to short and spiky.
Pretty much is. But the Rhinestone Cowboys are in Nashville, and that's important.
I love 3MB. They're
Still
now
fun.
my
I love-
favorite
yeah.
thing ever.
This is hilarious too, and I think while they were having that segment, GCL, Florida Georgia
GCL.
Line asked, where are you guys from? And they even said they're like, oh, we're from here. Duh.
Well, they're the best. They've taken whatever Santino was doing and just upped it 1,000%.
Well, yeah, wherever they're adjusting to whatever environment they're
the best.
into.
They're the best comic relief in WWE right now.
That is a very
Bold
yes.
statement, but
I think it. I
Somewhat
just.
true.
I enjoy
I don't think
them.
it's bold. I think it's obvious.
I enjoy it.
3MB.
I mean, they were trending at one point.
Santino's still up there.
They were trending on
He
Twitter.
hasn't been
once,
around as much,
according
though,
to them,
Yeah, 3MB is a conglomerate. Yeah, I agree.
I think if you guys saw the
I don't think that's-
the
yeah, I think
Divas
it's-
show, they showed that they're nice guys somewhat, backstage. So
Someone
I
sent
like
me,
seeing that.
Most
that
guys are actually
3MB
nice
is
guys
on-
backstage. If you
They were
I
like,
know.
3MB is on Total Divas. They're definitely going to get a push now.
Yeah.
were they on this week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I missed this week's.
Well, you better do your damn homework next week.
No, I
folks.
know. No, my DVR missing. I made a mistake. I'm sorry.
Well,
I'll be better next week.
The Rhinestone Cowboys, we will see if we see them later on in the show. Backstage.
Just a quick question: is this the second new name that they have? I haven't been quite as up.
They were the
on
Union
Raw.
Jacks.
I
I think
know
they're
it's the
changing the
Union
name
Jacks
for-
last week.
I think they're changing their name per show now.
Right. This is only the second time we've had a
Like that,
different
like
name.
like
right?
yeah,
Okay.
like the Monday after Raw, the Monday
Union
after Survivor
Jacks.
Series is going to be in New York, so maybe like the Broadway something.
Right. Okay.
Oh, that'd be great.
Something Broadway themed.
It'd be awesome if they were
The
the Brooklyn
Rockettes.
Brawlers.
Rockets,
Ugh.
The Phantoms of the Opera.
Something like that. That'd be funny.
the Cats.
Oh God, can you imagine with little whiskers?
If they were the cats, that would be perfect.
The three
The Cats Drag Fever.
Oh yeah.
Cat Scratch Fever. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Oh
If they were the
man.
cats, that would be
Cat
the best
Scratch
thing.
Fever. That
Ted
would be a
Nugent
great
shows
name.
up with a gun and just leads him to the
Oh,
ring.
that would be awesome.
God,
That'd be awesome.
that would be fantastic. Backstage, the doctor's tending to Orton, and of course, here, have some ice. Orton gets
Some
pissed
more
off
ice.
with your damn ice and throws him out. Just like that.
This isn't helping.
Yeah.
Leave.
I need you to have my back.
Do you even have a degree?
Go hit someone with the ice. Real Americans are in the ring next. We the people, of course. Dozens of Cesaro section signs behind the Real Americans as well. Kofi and Miz make their entrances individually. Now, this ends up being a lot more interesting than meets the eye. All right? Swagger looking good physically, just, you know, kind of like 3 or 4 years ago Swagger. Kofi's in the ring. He's hurt. Tries to tag Miz in towards the end of the match. Miz doesn't let him. Real Americans win. Swagger, Patriot lock on Kofi.
Big turn.
What happened there?
Oh no, there was a super cool move that Kofi did. He did the spin counter on a clothesline, which I haven't seen before, and then hit him with a DDT, which my actual complaint is that was the third DDT that I saw in the first hour and a half of the show.
But DDTs are awesome, Clum.
It is, but as a wrestler, you are taught that you should be watching the show, and if things like that happen, you should start adjusting your matches. You should not be seen, and especially that we saw.
Maybe he was in the bathroom at the time.
Yeah, maybe he had to pee.
People have bodily functions they have to take care of.
Yeah, well.
What's wrong with 3 DDTs in an hour? They're all different. One was outside the ring. One was by Brad Maddox. That doesn't count.
One was on the knees.
The one that Brad Maddox did and the one Ryback did were the exact same DDT. They were both knee DDTs, and then was.
Well, they should have been watching then.
Yeah, though they all should have been. I mean, after Maddox did that one, there shouldn't have been 2 more DDTs that quickly.
They should have predicted that they were going to do a DDT in this match and then not done it earlier.
Well, Ryback was obviously pumping up before his match, so
you
got to
realize that these things. I mean, they're more scripted on shows like this, but you're vibing on this. You're acting and reacting, come up with stuff, and you need to be watching the other matches so you don't repeat stuff. You know, would you want to see a band play the same song, or a bunch of bands that are on a show playing the same songs over and over?
Well, it depends on what the songs
So
are.
if they're sweet cover bands, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if 3 bands played the same song within an hour,
If it was Run to the Hills, then yes.
you know, it's just one of those things that.
If it was breaking the law, then yes.
So,
If it was living on a prayer, you're damn right.
Yes.
3 times. Go
I
ahead,
was
Kathy.
question. The Cesaro section signs, were those WWE gave those to the people, or
They
they
couldn't
just,
have. I don't.
Okay, so
That had to be.
I didn't see him.
that was just really weird. So like someone just printed up like 50 signs and
Hyman
gave them
had a
to
great
everyone
joke
in
while we
the-
were watching
I
Raw.
said they've all been C-sectioned.
Yeah. You see that? Can't let that one go, Hyman. You got to pipe in with it,
I
buddy.
didn't even hear it.
Hyman,
It's a good joke.
let everyone quiet down. Hyman, please give us a "You're welcome."
You're welcome.
Yes.
I would love
Is
to
it
hear
Hyman
that
or
joke
it's
3 more
Heyman, right?
times throughout our after show
Either one
too.
of us.
So
What's that?
It's
he
fine.
should use that joke 3 more times
Oh,
throughout
yeah.
the after show because it was
Drop
amazing.
C-section.
Yeah.
That's better than a DDT for sure. Good job, Jesse. I don't know why I said that like Walter White just now. Jesse! All right. Backstage, Vicky pretends to pass out to get out of her match. Oh, by the way, so now that's why we have Miz versus Kofi this Sunday at Survivor Series. Miz is going back. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see
Well,
what
I was
Miz
reading
does.
some stuff where Miz was cutting some heel promos in Europe in dark show and like dark matches and stuff.
Got to practice.
So I guess they were prepping for the. I don't know why it was against Kofi. Was there anything leading up to the Kofi thing?
No, I guess it was time. I don't know. Time to
And that's a stupid question. Does it seem like there's too many heels now?
There's always been too many.
Yeah.
It's too hard to be a face.
It's really, you got to be super clever and super
To be over as a
awesome
face.
to be. Yeah.
And
it's
is this because Cena won't turn heel mostly? You think?
God, if Cena turned.
I think that has a lot. It kind of doesn't leave room for another top face because
Right.
he's
Yeah, well-
holding that spot.
Yeah.
So it's hard for anyone else to take it
Problem
over.
too. I mean, there's a lot of heels, but there's very few true heels, which is a problem.
I'm cool with
these
Cena
days.
staying face as long as he doesn't mind getting old school every now and then, like he has been.
If he goes
yeah.
thugonomics, I'm all for that. But
I was totally rooting for like a thugonomics and banjo theme
When he got the
tonight, but they didn't
Oh,
do
yeah.
that. That would have been awesome.
when he got the thugonomics promo
Yeah.
against The Rock
Against The
back
Rock?
2 years ago, a year and a half, I was like, yes,
Yes.
be this Cena. Don't be the thing you're doing now. But whatever.
The thing makes too much money.
Well, Kofi versus Miz coming up in the pre-show, hosted by Booker T,
Bret Hart
Bret Hart,
and Mick Foley.
and Mick Foley. Like I said, Vicky was trying to get out of the match. She pretends to pass out. Vicky's on a stretcher. Stephanie says, "Oh my God, she looks dehydrated. Take her straight to the hospital right after you take her to the ring." Vicky, of course, starts screaming. We next have Vicky versus the Divas champion AJ Lee. Vicky faints several more times.
This show had a lot of heel on heel crime. I just want to let you guys know.
I dig
There
it,
was a lot
though.
of
I still
heel
don't
on heel
think.
crime.
I
love it.
AJ's in between though. I don't think that she's
Yeah,
a true.
she's-
Plum says there's no
she's going-
tweeners.
No, I was talking
But
about
she's going
Stephanie
back
and
face
Vicky.
soon.
Oh yeah, the Authority is just
Yeah.
mean to everyone.
Yeah.
They don't care. who
Right,
you
which is
are.
cool. Keeps you gussing.
Yeah.
Right?
But I think it hurts.
You don't like it?
hurts the
What's
other.
that, the Authority?
Well, yeah, you mentioned the whole heel on heel thing. I think it's cool because it's unexpected.
It kind of hurts the heels though in the rest of the company. It kind of takes away everyone else's.
You don't have
thunder.
anyone to get behind. Heel is very hard to do. Like I said, the earlier on was actually well done with Maddox and Randy. It's just the way a wrestling match is structured is very hard to. It was designed to be babyface and heel. It's just the way it works. If you try to mess around with that, it doesn't work. Once you try to start screwing around, you'll start losing crowd reactions. I'm not going to get away into the exact specifics because that's where kind of the magic comes from, but of why that works so well. But just trust me, like it's a baby face and heel. There's a very specific reason why that works.
No, I get that, but my whole point is the Vicky versus AJ, it was quick enough to where I thought it was entertaining. She slaps her in the Black Widow, Vicky taps out.
Yeah, and you notice the crowd was dead during this.
Yeah.
There was no because
Vicky didn't sell it very well.
Well,
I mean,
wasn't
that kind of
that.
hurt.
She did not sell it
It's
well
because
at
this
all.
was
That's
a
what
roller
hurt
coaster. The heel worked well earlier on because you had two moments you had Brad come out of nowhere and then Randy being vicious. Wrestling's a roller coaster up and down, and for that to work for the emotions up and down, you need heel face. They tried to ride the roller coaster with two heels. I've done it before too. It's death to try to get an audience behind you when there's another heel across from you. I've done it. It's almost impossible. Unless it's structured a different way. You have to completely structure the match out of a normal way.
Yeah.
You think maybe it was the fact that, Survivor Series is on Sunday, they just kind of had to fill...
Yeah, I mean, you also got to realize Raw is a TV show, so they don't go by typical wrestling standards. That they don't always care about the audience reaction. They care about getting through a certain story, whether or not, they have to do something that's not the
Well, they have to have elements
way.
of the story they're building to the show. They have to have certain things that start, build, and pay off, and that was just something that had to pay off to finish whatever.
They need to fill something in. It was something thrown together quickly.
But I think it wouldn't have been as flat had Vicky sold it better.
Right.
is what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
because Maddox and Orton was fantastic, and I do like the fact that the Authority doesn't care who anyone is; they will just do whatever they want.
Because the build to Vicky dreading her match, and then it's over like that, and she just doesn't even sell an injury is like, well, what's the point of dreading it so much?
It almost got annoying how many times she was trying to run out of the ring and fainting.
Yeah.
It was like, just get to the match already. And then when you only have a
there was no payoff for it.
10-second match, it's
There was no payoff for it. That's what hurt it.
It's annoying. Yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah, the match should have been a little bit different,
Or a
Like,
little more brutal, or just something to like go. Okay, that's why Vicky was scared. Not just like here's a Black Widow tap in 2 seconds and not even have an injury.
I wanted like a
everybody knows.
surprise return, like Lita or someone.
Lita, where you
he
getting
wants
that
to make
from?
out
Well,
with Lita.
'cause-
That's
no,
why.
she's kind of country because she's from North Carolina. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Well, she's more
I
of a
don't-
rocker.
I don't know. But
That would have been a nice return.
I know, but I feel like they're missing an opportunity with AJ. I feel like they should continue the storyline with Brie and actually bring back AJ's relations with Daniel Bryan
Really?
from the past, and kind of work
that's a
in
good
that
idea.
storyline.
That's a really good idea.
Like imagine AJ steals a kiss from Bryan.
Like,
That would be awesome.
He's my sloppy seconds. Like,
Or
got my
even,
sloppy-
how about this? Like, you guys have been together for 2 years. It was only a year ago I was making out with your boyfriend.
Yeah, it would be so good. I mean, they
You
should
were-
start
You guys
showing
were
this
together,
now.
and I was making out with your man.
Yeah, that would be difficult to put in. I love it, Jesse. That would be difficult
That'd
to
be
put
great.
into a thing.
Jesse has all the
High
makeout
five, Jesse.
scenarios.
It's a good one.
I have some good ones.
You're a kissing bandit, Jesse.
Anything to do with making out. you really
WWE
know.
needs a new head writer right over here.
No, I love that. It's just
I mean,
We'll see Cena and Vicky making out in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
the thing is with the Total Divas, they've gone so real with it. It would be really hard to go that route, but that's a good way to keep that going.
It doesn't matter whether it's real or not. It's like, okay, well, we had to kiss for the show, but he actually enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think you could figure something
And
out.
they write their own history anyway,
Yeah.
so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
They totally do, and they forget things.
I forgot
and
about that.
We still don't know who was behind GTV.
Did they ever, what about the
was it
anonymous
Godfather?
Raw?
Who attacked Mick
The
Foley in the
anonymous
boiler
Raw
room.
commissioner. Did you ever figure that one out? The anonymous Raw general
Wasn't it
manager.
Yeah, we did.
Hornswoggle?
It was Hornswoggle.
Was it Hornswoggle?
Yeah, it was the July. It was the big special. Was it the 1000th Raw? I
It
think,
was
or whatever.
Hornswoggle, and he also has impregnated every person who's ever been pregnant on wrestling television. Hornswoggle.
Oh,
Has he?
Yeah.
So
When
That
Mae
li-
Young had the baby,
that
I believe
little
it was
bastard.
actually his hand and not.
I'm sorry,
Mark
Mae
Henry.
Young.
Hornswoggle had the baby. I don't know.
Mark Henry had the rubber hand with
Yeah,
Mae Young.
with
Oh,
Mae Young.
point taken.
That
So,
grew up.
They grew up to a big
and
rubber
now has
hand.
glasses.
Yeah.
Well, he reads a lot. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Doesn't have 2010.
No, well,
you
you
know.
spend that much time behind books, you're going
I
to get
guess he
bad
reads.
eyesight.
I guess he
no,
reads Braille. Right?
It's a known fact. The older you are to have a baby, the more likely to have issues. So therefore, the vision not quite 20/20.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
Mae Young's in her 70s.
And the hand would
she
read
is.
Braille, not be 20/20 vision.
Yes, absolutely. All right, backstage, Triple H he tells Damian Sandow and Dolph Ziggler that they're going to be in a Broadway match. Not sure what it means, but he
Yeah.
thinks they'll make it entertaining. I don't know where this came from, other than the fact that, yeah, we're in Nashville, I guess.
I actually liked it. It was
I liked the
innovative.
Broadway match, but it seemed like while Triple H was telling both of these people who are supposed to be opponents and hating on each other, they didn't seem to be. There wasn't that much tension between
There's
them.
no animosity between them.
Yeah.
Right.
That seemed weird.
It's like
it
you
should-
and you. Get in
Yeah.
here. Like, it wasn't like...
It was almost like a mud wrestling match in
Yeah.
a way. Like
Ziggler's still figuring out how to be a babyface too. Part of that, he never was ever a babyface. And I've seen interviews with him where they literally on his 3rd day of training said, "You're a heel. Don't even worry about your arm drags anymore." So that's and so he doesn't have training to work on that, and he only has shows to learn how to be a babyface in front of a crowd. It takes a while.
He also do
It's-
arm drags.
Heels don't usually do arm drags now.
That's on.
It's way too fancy.
Oh,
I'd never thought about
I
that,
never
but
heard
that's
of that. I never heard that. Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
good point. Mm-hmm. So, anyways, Broadway match.
That's one of those magical things. we
Hashtag
usually
heels
talk
don't do
about,
arm
but-
drags.
Yes.
Shouldn't
Heels don't do arm drags.
3MB
Pretty
been
good t-shirt.
involved in this match?
Tell us, Kathy.
They
Go
should
for
have.
it.
I mean, just
Yeah.
the fact that there were all those instruments out there.
Or
They
at least
should've
the-
made- they
at least
should've
the
made-
Honky Tonk Man.
They
you know?
should have made 3MB
Yeah.
fight themselves in this match.
In an air guitar match.
In
yeah.
an air guitar match.
I've
Oh,
done
that
that in
would've been
WWE
good.
23, 2K14. Sorry.
Yeah, I actually thought this was the first whatever that band that was going to play. I just wrote band guys.
GCL.
Georgia,
GCL.
At
GCL.
first, I thought it
GCL.
was going to be that, and then I thought 3MB, and I'm like, what? Why is there these instruments in there?
GCL, Georgia Cruise Line.
Yeah.
Them guys.
And
What
then-
if
and
they
then
had an
we-
air
we-
guitar match? And you smash someone with an air guitar over the head, and they have to sell it. Like, oh
And-
my god!
And you know what? This
it was
like,
good bumps. You
yeah,
know.
and I'll
Yeah.
say, this match made no sense, but it was kind of funny.
It-
Triple H even kind of related to that before. Like, he was
I-
like, I don't even know what this thing is. You guys just go out and do it.
I think, and this is crazy, but I think they did the whole match just so they could mock Jeff Jarrett. And
Yeah,
do
Ziggler.
That was the whole reason.
Ziggler
for
did the
it.
Jarrett.
That's a
There
great
was a
point.
mocking of Jeff Jarrett the whole
Wow.
way through.
Good point, Jesse.
That's
Double J.
probably not a bad
Jeff
idea
Jarrett.
because they were in Nashville in Jeff's hometown.
Yep.
And amidst controversy that the company might be getting sold at some point.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't think, which supposedly isn't true, but
Who knows? Who knows at this
Who
point? Andy
knows?
Kaufman might still be alive. We don't know anything.
the dirt sheets are wrong.
Dogs are living with cats.
Yeah. Perfectly put, Pence.
Should we talk about the dirt sheet
Ghostbusters
thing
too.
that is wrong that was reported today?
I'm sorry?
Should we talk about the report today that was incorrect
Dirt sheet.
on the dirt sheets
About
about superstar
Judas
Judas
Devlin.
Devlin's spine injury?
we don't
Okay.
have to go there
All
about
right.
it. All right,
just went there, but it's okay.
Yeah, we went there. It is what
Clearly,
it is.
he didn't debut on Raw tonight.
He did not
Yeah.
debut on Raw, and his
There you
spine
go.
is not injured.
Yeah, we're keeping things to the show here.
Yeah,
So
okay.
Ziggler puts drums into
There were rumors he was making an appearance tonight, so
Oh, rumors! Who gives a damn?
Rumors, schmoomers.
Social media is silly, and it just goes to show you that these quote wrestling authors or wrestling writers don't know anything.
No.
They just go on Twitter and they
No,
make speculations.
Honestly, from a journalistic standpoint, there are people who want to sensationalize things, and they will do things just for a click on the internet.
Absolutely.
So they probably saw his tweet, and they were like, "Okay, we can make a story out of this."
that's of course absolutely what it was.
That's all it is.
Yeah, that's all it was. So Ziggler gets the big W. Well, what does it lead to? Sandow and Ziggler, what are they doing at Survivor Series?
I don't think they have anything yet.
I have a
or
feeling
anything.
Survivor Series is going to have a lot more quickly put together matches than I
agree, yeah.
hoped.
And there'll be more
They'll throw some-
Like the
traditional
last
Survivor
one?
Series matches.
You
probably.
think? I don't
They
know.
may put them together, like the primetime players and Ziggler and someone else versus Sandow and whoever.
You might be right.
Oh,
I mean,
Whoever's left.
I think we all enjoy the elimination matches, but there's really not a lot of planned things right now.
yeah.
I just don't like the trend that the whole company's going when they do that now. I mean, used to you'd have a card set for a month and a half, 2 months, even sometimes 4 or 5 months, and you could. But like this,
You know what they could do instead of doing that? They could put them all together in a fatal four with Big E and Curtis Axel. Put them in a ladder match
With
or something.
Sandow and Ziggler.
And make it make it fun, like a ladder match. or a
Ryback's
table
out
match or
there,
something,
and
like,
I mean, there's a bunch of people out there that don't have anything going on right now.
Yeah.
I would love to see a battle royal at the Survivor Series for something.
Yeah.
That'd
For
be
the
really cool.
gobbledygooker.
The
Yeah.
gobbledygook.
They could win the
Bring back the
gobbledygook.
gobbledygook.
He better be in this damn pay-per-view.
what?
Gobbledygooker.
Oh, this is
We'll
pre-Cathy.
talk-
this is-
We'll tell you about it off air.
Kathy,
It's-
Google the gobbledygooker.
Google the gobbledygook.
Google
It's
the gobbledygooker.
the worst gimmick of all time.
It was the
Okay.
biggest build-up to the biggest letdown of all time.
And there's been a lot of letdowns.
It's up
but
there with
this was-
that and the Shockmaster are probably two of the worst debuts of
I
all
was
time.
watching that pay-per-view as a kid, and there was an audible.
I remember that.
my god!
Yeah.
Well, supposedly I've heard
Not-
rumors before that was actually supposed to be the Undertaker in the egg.
Gooker,
Because he
G-O-O-K-E-R.
debuted at that as
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
and that's
They didn't
I've
wanna
heard Mick
debut him that
Foley
way.
talking about it, and because he's talked about it and said you don't really know no one really full knows the story.
I wish
but-
they just repackaged
Yeah.
Red Rooster and had him hatch.
that
Yeah,
would have
right.
been. But yeah, the rumors it was supposed to be him, and then someone rethought like he shouldn't be the Eggman or whatever.
dead
And
man
so
shouldn't come out of
he's
an
way-
egg.
Or, I don't think, or whatever
is
gimmick
reborn.
they were gonna be. He was gonna be the Eggman coming out of the egg, and like maybe this guy's way too talented to be the
Yeah.
Eggman.
The Eggman Mark Callis.
Yeah.
Backstage, Stephanie
Mean Egg
McMahon
Callis.
and Triple H talked to Randy Orton. They say they have to rethink his place as the face of the company.
Did we say
then-
Ziggler got the win on that?
He did, yes.
Oh,
We
okay.
say he got
You
the
know,
win,
if he had become the Eggman, that would be kind of fitting that he has the streak because he's throwing up goose eggs at WrestleMania. now.
Jesse's just on it.
Just stringing everything
I'm
together.
just saying.
Just
Man.
Yeah.
Jesse just makes me
lay down on the couch. Lay down and take a nap on that couch. You're working
Yeah.
too hard. You're working too
Jesse
hard.
is laid
Take a nap
out.
on
He
that
is
couch.
putting proverbial DDTs on everybody watching and listening right now
That's
with
right.
his knowledge.
Just comedic DDTs all over.
Talent right there. That's why he gets hired to make out with all the hottest chicks in the world.
You're right. He deserves it. That's why we're all Hyman
Absolutely.
guys.
Yes.
That's why we're all Hyman guys. Next, Cena thanks Florida Georgia Line. Of course he does. Makes the entrance. Says all the reasons he's a champ. Still rocking the arm brace. ADR, of course, comes out. Very angry as always. He asks Cena to hold up the title with his bad arm. Cena says he'll be ready come Sunday, and he will make ADR tap. And he says a real advantage takes champion of every opportunity. He says, you're right. Takes off his arm brace and starts beating up on him. So, Cena gets the upper hand going into the pay-per-view, CLum.
Yeah.
I mean,
Good. Yeah, I mean, it was interesting. I thought that arm was a lot more hurt than it was. So was this a
Not Super Cena.
Was this Cena playing?
keep in mind, he's been
playing-
back for 3 weeks
Right,
now.
right.
so
He
he's
referred to
been-
himself as
But you know, coming out
Yeah.
with that in the sling, was he playing possum a little bit here, or was he just the adrenaline came through and he fought out of it?
Getting the upper hand
know.
prior to the pay-per-view, very interesting.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting.
And there's,
Well,
there's
I mean,
a lot of intrigue in going to this because most people, when you go play when you're fighting your hometown, you usually lose.
Yeah,
right?
a lot of time that's a tradition. A lot of
Yeah.
times, let's say, but ADR's been getting the upper hand on him over the last couple shows, right?
Yes.
Yeah, last Raw, he put him in
so
the
this makes
chair.
sense.
and-
It wouldn't
Right.
make sense for ADR then to get the upper hand on this if he's already been getting the upper hand. You got to
would-
switch that up a
I
little
would
bit.
kind of like to see a stipulation for this match. but-
Yeah.
Yeah, it would make sense.
I kind of want a submission match because they both have submissions, but they don't do that anymore. They just, or an I quit match or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But they haven't really gotten to that point yet. I'm not sure we're going
Well,
to.
because
Yeah, if there's going to be a third
Tapping's
match,
become an
that's where
epidemic
that would
in
probably be.
WWE.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, it's the whole MMA culture.
everyone taps now. So what's the point of having a submission match? It's not a
It's-
rare thing anymore. So
I mean, even the Undertaker as the dead man got
because,
into
I
doing.
mean, it's because it's you're making a guy quit instead of beating him down where you can pin him. You know, you're breaking his spirit. So that's the point of it. It's a bigger deal to make someone submit than to pin him. Mm-hmm. You know,
well, that is
that's
setting
where the
up.
emotion would be behind.
Yeah, I
the
mean,
reason for that.
setting up the World Championship match now. Maybe I don't know what. We don't know what's going to happen with that match, but you would think this would be the end of ADR going for the title if he loses on Sunday, right?
Maybe.
Yeah,
Or maybe this title.
I mean,
he's been
Who would you
fighting.
want to see Cena against then?
I think
Sandow.
I would think we're probably going to see
I'd
another
like
one of
that.
these because it's not a stipulation. If it was a stipulation, maybe this would be the blow up, but that would make me think there's going to be another because we haven't had a special match for this.
Maybe we'll have a return of
Depends on
Ricardo.
what they're doing
or-
with the Miz.
Yeah. Well, I think we'll see.
I mean-
what's the next pay per view after this one?
Isn't it
TLC.
Is it TLC? I think that's probably where they'd have their blow.
ADR's been going after the world title since almost the Royal Rumble
The
a year
89
ago.
thing's kind of getting stale.
Because he had nothing to do.
That's what I'm saying.
There's nothing
Why-
else to do with him. He's been fighting for the world title
when he had
for
Ricardo, and
9
then
months.
when he didn't have Ricardo for a second, but now it just, I don't know. I don't
Maybe
like
if he
it.
got himself a stable of some type, or if Ricardo did come back, I don't know.
They need to switch it
Well,
up a little bit
I think
with him.
Ricardo's doing more wrestling now.
Maybe
That's
him and Mysterio get into a program together.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Again.
They already had one. though.
Yeah, that's true.
They've never done repeat
I could
matches.
just see.
They
For
do
some
need
reason,
to
I could
change
see Del Rio and Punk doing something just because. I mean,
Because-
I know
because-
it's been done before, but
Del Rio works well with everybody. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah.
All of his matches are great.
It's time for him to evolve. It's
Yeah.
time to evolve that character. Like one person I always point to is look at Ed. Edge used to evolve every couple of years, become
Yeah.
a different character almost.
He's like Cher.
And exactly. And Del Rio needs, to stay relevant. You need to do that, and I think it's time for we need to figure out what that change is going to be, but there needs to be a little tweaking of the character, I think.
I mean, he's kind of gone away from the whole aristocrat thing. So now,
He's
now
not coming
it's-
out in cars, That's,
Yeah.
That got expensive.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
not
I'm sure.
doing
I
it.
mean,
And no one's
does
gonna carry
he
his bucket.
shave his head,
Yeah.
give up all his worldly possessions because he becomes so obsessed with going after something, or change up the character a little bit?
What if he became like a monk?
Something, yeah. I mean, something.
or Matador. Oh, no, I can't.
I'm sure there's
I can't do that.
They've got
He needs to come. He needs to become like a JBL, embracing America. Now he's been in America so long, he should be like American patriot, but in a bad way. Like he could probably join the We the People.
Could he? I was about to say, could he join the Real
But
Americans?
he's
Yeah.
fighting them with
Yeah.
them.
How about he
feuding with
becomes a
them.
big fan of Disney
But
and
they're
starts
heels. I mean,
wearing
you
Mickey
can-
Mouse ears to the ring?
Good point.
He can always join them. They're bad guys,
That would be
and so
more
it doesn't make
interesting,
sense.
USA is owned by
We've seen
ABC,
them
which is owned
going
by
towards-
Disney. I'm just
Guys,
saying.
I have an idea. Now, feel free to shoot it down.
Okay.
This is a guaranteed 6-month program that won't get stale. ADR joins Los Matadores, and they constantly battle 3MB for 6 months straight.
Oh,
At every Raw, SmackDown, and
Can
house
I
show.
get some?
I think ADR would slap you if he was standing here.
He almost did.
I think the fans would love
When
it.
he was a guest on Access Live, I actually got in his grill, and I'm like, "What are you gonna
Dude.
do? I'm stepping you right now." He goes, "Nothing. I throw you right through that window." I'm like, "All right, I'll
Yeah.
sit back down."
He fought Mirko Krokop in Pride, so
Him and Rey Mysterio should have a pinata match.
He should team up with Fandango.
They should lower
They could be
pinata to the middle
the
of the
Mexican
ring.
jumping
Yeah.
beans or something.
Sure.
Fight for the kendo stick.
Because
Whoever gets the kendo
stereotypes are
stick breaks the
they're-
pinata.
Yeah, I dig that.
But I
Winner
think,
gets
we're
candy.
going a lot. I think they're going towards doing a lot more stables now. So I think that's the case probably for Del Rio to start another stable with like Ryback and Curtis Axel.
I don't think we're going to solve the ADR.
I
quandary.
don't know. I don't know what's going
It's
to
not
happen.
going to happen.
I don't think we're gonna solve it yet.
No.
Yeah.
no.
But we will see. I'd like to believe something different.
But this is the
Something
beginning.
will
This is
happen.
the beginning of the
Actually,
think
you know,
tank for
I just had
ADR.
my-
Maybe he just
I
needs
just
to
had an
valet
idea.
Like a girl again.
Jesse, go ahead.
He might be a good guy to become the next Paul Heyman guy. I could see him with Paul Heyman. I don't know why, but I could see that.
Okay.
Yeah, I see.
Why don't they?
That's
pair
actually
Rose
not
up
a
with him
bad. That's
again now?
actually not a bad idea
I mean,
at all.
Now that Rose is back again, why is she? I mean, she just kind of ended her thing being his valet very abruptly.
Oh, Rosa Mendez.
Yeah.
She's there because they needed a 14th person for that match.
7-on-7 match.
Yeah.
We need one more person.
She was there a couple
baby.
weeks ago as well,
Yeah.
or a month ago
Yeah.
at this point. But
Well, more importantly, guys, the Rhinestone Cowboys were in action, taking on R-Truth. Truth comes down, does his rap thing that he's been doing the past few weeks. And we get a debut tonight, CLum. Now, you are the host of NXT After Show here on AfterBuzz TV.
Cathy does it with me as well.
Now, as she does, and as JBL,
Just a little information there for everyone.
as JBL so eloquently put a couple of weeks ago on NXT, who the hell Xavier Woods? Well, he comes
Xavier
out,
Woods.
makes a debut.
and I thought that this was very not predictable, but since he started that petition a couple weeks back that ended up, they talked about it on
Yeah.
Raw, that he was going to make it to the main
Yeah.
roster very soon.
We've known for a few weeks he was the next guy to
Mm-hmm.
go up. We just didn't know when it was going to be. And little interesting side note, I was asked to mention this too, is Xavier Woods used to wrestle as Consequences Creed in TNA.
Yo.
And when he made his debut there, he tag teamed up with Ron the Truth Killings,
Okay.
who is now known as R-Truth.
It's
So-
amazing how things come full circle.
Isn't that
sometimes.
funny? How he second time he's made his debut with the company with the same tag team partner.
In Nashville.
Steven,
In that,
Maybe,
yeah,
I
I
don't
know
know.
it would have been Orlando before,
Well, yeah.
where they would have made their debut, but TNA is in Nashville.
What's up, Cass?
Brody9490 told me to mention that on the show tonight on Twitter, and that it would make me look better and then you stole it. From
Mention
me.
what?
Mention that
Consequences Creed.
Consequences,
Oh,
consequences.
Gotcha. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You should have told me before. I would have given it to you.
No, it's fine.
Quite
Everyone
all right.
knows that I don't watch TNA.
Our buddy, hey,
I know. I've
Common
been
knowledge.
trying to get her to watch the last Knockout Standing match for 6 months. I send it to her like every week. She still won't
oh,
watch
that
it.
was fantastic.
It's like
Because
the
you
best.
send me a million videos every
Yeah.
single week.
It's the same. That's the. I know. I keep
Kathy.
sending you the same one.
Kathy, spend the next 9 hours to watch
This
these
video
videos I
is
sent
not
you.
of me, I promise.
Swear to God. Speaking of our viewers, though, a couple of them have already gotten their WrestleMania tickets. Our buddy Nick from London, he's on his way to WrestleMania, going to take that
Wow.
big flight to New Orleans, and he
Part of
put
the
on
London
Twitter
crew.
today,
That's awesome.
wants to meet us all, and I don't even know if I'm going, but hell, if I am.
I think that's crazy that someone on the promo thing flew from, what was it,
Saudi Arabia.
just to New Orleans to buy their ticket. 'Cause
Yeah.
There's nothing
Yeah, but he
called the
probably owns his
internet.
own plane.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, it might not be in Saudi Arabia. I don't know.
That's true.
They may ban it or something. I don't know.
Homeboy's got a lot of oil money. I'm just assuming. You
He
know?
probably owns the Superdome.
Yeah. He's got 9 wives. I'm making shit up right now.
If anyone has an extra ticket
just
that
said
they
a
want to
bad
give
word.
away,
Yeah, it happens. What happened? You want a ticket?
what?
Kathy wants a ticket.
She wants a ticket.
You want to take
Ticket to
But not an
WrestleMania.
actual-
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Well,
you
if we
can
don't, you don't
swing
get
one
it,
of
we can
those.
always go back to where Universal Studios and watch it
Oh
again.
yeah.
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 Wow. Now,
Jesse was
Jesse, have you
like-
That's
ever,
just like being at WrestleMania.
have you ever
Yes.
been to WrestleMania, Jess?
No, I've been to Royal Rumble a few times.
What's the plan this year? Think you're going to get there?
I don't think so. I don't know.
All right.
Hopefully.
We have a-
I really want to get there, but I want to be there like as a guest of them. You know.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I want to be asked to go.
Yeah.
I want to be
yeah.
a special guest celebrity.
Well, we have a mission. We need tickets to WrestleMania. One for Jesse, one for Kathy.
If you guys give us free tickets, we will give you a shout out on our show.
Yeah.
Wow.
That.
Because the only
What a-
pay-per-view I've ever been to is Capital Combat 90
Uh-oh.
when RoboCop came out and saved Lex Luthor. So I need a better
Yeah.
pay-per-view before I go.
We got SummerSlam here every year. You've never gone to
I've never
one?
gone.
Wow.
Johnny blueballed me
Maybe
this
not.
year.
Maybe not next year.
Johnny Blueballed me
I
this year.
thought I had tickets for him at SummerSlam.
Called me at
actually,
Fuddruckers.
I was at I was at Access, and I got a phone call saying, "Hey, I got one more ticket for you." I texted Eddie, "Can you come?" He's like, "Yes, I will leave my family at Fuddruckers and come there
Literally
right now."
eating at Fuddruckers.
And then 5 minutes later, I found out that that ticket was not available.
And
anymore.
was he already on the way?
I was making plans like, you guys can get home from here, right?
Yeah.
You can call a cab.
The
you can
bus
use
is down the street.
Uber is an app you can get on your phone.
Yeah.
Or Lyft.
And so, unfortunately, I was not. I tried to be a good friend. It just didn't work out for
He just blue balled.
Yeah.
We all want tickets, guys. Let's make it happen, viewers. All right. So,
It's a blue world order,
It's a
man.
blue. It's a blue world.
it's a Blue World
God,
Order.
Hyman.
We're all Hyman guys.
Jeez.
Unbelievable. Backstage, Stephanie also, by the way, very interesting. The fact Xavier Woods and R-Truth. I don't know. I'm into it. Xavier Woods is extremely entertaining, incredible in the ring. As is R-Truth. This could be something cool. Another tag team maybe going after the belts.
Yeah,
We'll find
definitely. Could be cool. And R-Truth has needed something.
I like this.
So,
yeah.
definitely could be good.
Absolutely.
Well, and he had a spot because last week he won against Ryback suddenly, and now he's doing
Yeah.
this. So
Yeah,
they
that's
seem
true.
to be out of the. He must be out of the doghouse. Or whatever
I
he
took,
was in,
and I almost took that as like a Ryback punishment almost.
Yeah.
Like I feel like Ryback is almost in the doghouse right now.
I think
like,
it's pretty clear.
yeah.
Yeah.
They
it's-
named the
it's-
doghouse Ryback.
Yeah.
I hope this doesn't mean though that we're not going to see any more of Xavier Woods on NXT because I like when they
Nah, he'll be
when they're
there.
first starting there they still come back
Yeah,
occasionally. I do.
Well, Summer
enjoy
Rae's still there all the
Yeah.
time.
And Seth, like when the Shield debuted, Seth Rollins was the champion, so he was back and forth. Same with Big E.
Wyatts.
Yeah.
The Wyatts were back and
I
forth.
mean,
Actually,
Cesaro's
once they went up,
main
they kind of
roster.
stopped.
What's his
But
name was
they've
there
been-
last week?
They've been back since, but they haven't been
Luke Harper
really
was
regulars
there.
as much. As,
Would you say the next call up is that girl Paige?
I would say she's coming soon. I
Okay.
don't know.
I don't know if she's in
when,
next.
She's so
but
young,
I would
man.
say Emma or Paige
might.
are
Emma's.
definitely.
I think Emma might actually go up before Paige. I kind of get that feeling. Other guys.
Bailey definitely soon or eventually.
Tyler Breeze could be. I feel could be a guy that's soon.
Honestly, though,
Rusev is coming up.
I could
hot and
easily
heavy.
see them bring up Sasha Banks, not necessarily because she's like better than
But
any of
stick
the
her
other
with
girls,
Summer.
but because Summer
also
Rae's already
young,
on the
yeah.
roster and they have a friendship going
Yeah.
on NXT. So
BFFs.
There's
there are a ton of people. There's a lot of
there's so
talent
many.
there.
There's
a lot
way
of-
more talent than spots. There's not enough spots even on the NXT show to get all the talent they
Let
have
me
in
ask you a
NXT
question
right
because
now.
I'm not. I need to obviously watch like NXT more. Who's the best talker in NXT right now?
There.
You think?
Well, Rusev does it great in another language, as does his new fling.
Aiden English has these great singing
Oh
promos
God,
he
I
does.
love that dude.
Coming down.
So
Who else
entertaining.
is a
He
great-
sings like Broadway. He comes to
Really?
the ring with like an ascot and like a
We should bring him
scarf.
for next week.
Yeah.
He's another one I would love to see up on the main roster.
I just
soon.
want
That
to see
character's so
more
interesting.
fresh guys like this. You know, not green guys, but fresh guys. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you consider
Yeah.
Xavier Green.
Aiden
I
English
mean,
is
and
great.
then
Yeah.
guys that are going to put on amazing matches. You've got Sami Zayn down there. You've got Adrian
Oh,
Neville.
Sami
course.
Zayn is easily one of the best.
Yeah.
Adrian
talkers as
Neville's
well.
another phenomenal
Yeah.
wrestler. So there's a lot of talent down there. And then Kalisto, who hasn't debuted yet. Sean Ricker, who hasn't debuted yet. Sammy Callahan, who hasn't debuted yet. There's so much talent there. It's crazy. The future is good for the WWE
Great.
right now.
And
The
plus,
future
I
is
mean, they
good.
have so many young guys on the current roster. It's like,
It's crazy.
Jesus, they're going to
It's
have to buy
crazy.
So I would
TNA.
say, you know, if you're saying find someone who's going to replace Cena, I think it's going to be in that crop. I'm not
It
sure
could be.
they're on the roster right now yet.
It could be, yeah. You know, it's almost we need another major company to come up. There's so much talent right now. You know, we used to have WCW and WWF because there was, you know,
But
I
there's
almost
not there's
feel
not that big of a demand for wrestling.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah,
The
I-
modern era, I don't know how it's going to
It's not.
I don't
Wrestling
know.
isn't that popular to
Wrestling's
support the
cyclical.
amount of wrestlers.
right. Not today though, but it's
But-
cyclical.
but-
You know,
but-
somebody
Stand-up comedy.
wrestling
If
was
there
down
was-
in the mid '90s, and the Attitude Era came about, and it became hotter than ever.
And not to
so
mention,
you never know.
Not to mention, Ring of Honor has amazing talent, as does multiple other companies. I mean, there's so many out there.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a stupid question.
Go for it.
If
There's no dumb questions here,
If
Jesse.
Dana White ever wanted to start a wrestling promotion, you think he could make a successful
Oh
one?
yeah,
No.
he's got more money than ever. I don't
No.
know how great it would be.
No, because he knows nothing about professional wrestling.
Okay.
but he's got the money.
So do a lot of people that failed in pro wrestling.
my point
money
is-
doesn't mean you have to have someone who knows what they're doing.
Yeah, but you could hire the people
that
who
you
know what they're
hire.
doing.
Yeah.
Absolutely, but most don't when they have the money.
But my
They-
point is, though, he's got the money and the ability to do it if he wants.
Okay.
the Fertitas do. He doesn't.
Well,
He works for the Fertitas. He owns a very small portion of the UFC.
Hmm.
He got his rich high school friends to buy the UFC. That's how Dana White's involved in it.
Okay.
what a smart guy.
Mm-hmm.
God, I'm from Pennsylvania. None of us are rich.
Yeah.
You're from Virginia.
I don't know any rich
Yeah.
high school
So
people.
when you grow up in
I barely knew
Vegas
high school
and- yeah.
people.
He grew up in
So-
Vegas and had rich casino friends.
God, that's awesome. All right, let's move to the final segment of the show. Backstage, Stephanie tells Orton they have confidence now. That's the face of the WWE. Triple H says that's why you won't have any help beating Big Show at Survivor Series. We're not going to help you. Then you'll prove to everyone you deserve to be the face of the WWE. Randy Orton says, I'll show you confidence.
really closely.
It was a really awkward ending. Like, I don't know. There were a couple things that Randy Orton said tonight that weren't. I mean, in the first segment when they were in the ring and Triple H
Triple H
said,
bops a line.
Yeah, Triple H messed up a line, but then Randy, which seemed fine, but Randy Orton still said what he was supposed to
Randy
say
stays
as
on
opposed
script.
to tailoring it to what he was like. You're the.
He's like, who do you think-
think I am?
The
And
face of
he
the
goes,
company.
Who do you think you're talking to?
Oh yeah, and he's like the face of the WWE. Wait.
Your brain.
Wait, you're
No,
not.
that's
I
me.
am.
Makes
We
sense.
are.
Your brain's the one with the shell on it. Shut up, Richard.
He gets kicked in the head a lot. All right, let's give him a break.
But in his defense, Triple H obviously probably goofed that line.
Yeah.
Instead of
sure.
just going,
Who do you think you are?
Who do you
as
think you
opposed
are?
to-
Yeah.
Very much so. Okay, so GCL performs. Don't really need to talk about that. There was pyro. I don't know. People were
music
into
and
it.
pyro.
The main event: Daniel Bryan, CM Punk.
Though
and...
I wish Rhythm and Blues had come out and beat the crap out
Oh
of him.
my
Oh, that would
God.
have been awesome.
Greg the Hammer with dark hair.
And Honky Tonk.
Oh, they need to bring rhythm and blues back to.
Yeah.
You're right. 3MB, that would be brilliant.
Should have.
Anyway, move on. Sorry.
All right, main
Can they
event.
be the 5MB and bring those two to join it?
It's too late. They're leaving Nashville.
I'm talking about for a regular thing.
Well,
Let's bring those two back and make it the 5MB.
they could be the. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, and the Rhodeses versus the Usos, the Shield, and the Wyatts. Of course, what a shocker. Things get chaotic towards the end of the match. Eventually, Punk puts the GTS on Ambrose. What are your thoughts of this entire scenario now on how it ended tonight in Raw and then leading to the Survivor Series, Jesse?
I thought it was great because they featured the mid card in the main event, and a lot of people were disappointed because they put Daniel Bryan back on the mid card, but
But he's still a main
but
eventer.
he's
a
yeah,
main eventer.
yeah, and then so is Punk. But I
Hell,
think
so's everyone here.
I
really.
think it's putting a lot of great momentum towards Survivor Series. If Survivor Series has always been about the traditional Survivor Series match. There's been the title matches, but it's nice that they the best build they gave was for the Survivor Series matches.
Why did they have this tonight, though? Like, why didn't they save it for this weekend? I don't understand that at all.
Well, there's something there because during the match they showed the Wyatts earning the trust of the Shield, which is setting something up.
Well,
I don't know, either at Survivor Series or something down the road, but that was an interesting element to that match.
Well,
I thought.
and they
said that
also
they have no
spoiled the
loyalty to
surprise.
Yeah.
You know, they spoiled the mystery guest for the match. They, in for the Survivors, they had a mystery guest, and then the mystery guest made an appearance tonight. So
Yeah.
it's like gonna, unless there's another mystery guest, we're not.
Gobbledygooker.
You know,
Yeah.
or like the Undertaker. I don't know why, but they could bring like randomness back.
Well, I mean, that
I
would-
guess-
old time's sake.
One of the reasons for doing that would be try to up pay-per-view buys.
Yeah.
To say, hey, Mysterio's going to be there, so order the pay-per-view if you want to see Rey, as opposed to debuting him and then people going, I would have bought it if I knew Mysterio was going to be on it.
Yeah.
So that's why there's a reason to do that, but I don't know that Rey would get you a ton of buys anymore.
Overall, we're not going to give our predictions on air. We're going to do our predictions, as always, before as soon as we know all the matches, which we might not know until 5 p.m. on
Yeah.
Sunday. Overall thoughts going in. I love the Survivor. I think we all grew up loving the Survivor Series. I think behind WrestleMania, the Royal
Yeah.
Rumble, I think Survivor Series is clearly, as a kid growing up, your third favorite, if
That
you
was
will.
the first pay-per-view I've ever
I'd
watched.
say,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was one of my first ones.
It was great. It was on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
It was on Thanksgiving night.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
You had football during the day, and you had Survivor Series at night. Then it became the Thanksgiving Eve tradition, which made no sense.
Yeah,
And then
it's one of the original four, but it's kind of, to me, lost some of this lackluster because it kind of doesn't know where it sits. Where you've got Mania, the big show, you got SummerSlam, which is a mini Mania, and Royal Rumble, which is this big match.
It kicks
that
off
leads to-
WrestleMania
It kicks
season.
off the WrestleMania season, and then you got Survivor Series just at this. It's one of the big four, but what really is it?
It's
You know,
almost become just a.
Well, since they went to the one pay-per-view a month, it's kind of
Yeah,
lost its.
Yeah.
It's just a catalyst.
It's
of
just another
things.
pay-per-view.
And we don't
And last
have
month
the
had two.
typical Survivor
Yeah.
Series matches. We were talking about for the show.
3
that
in October.
It needs something. You know, some special
It
match.
needs a special match, like an Ultimate Survivor match, like they did
Yeah.
with the Taker debut, where all the winners from the matches wrestled in one match at
Right.
the end.
Or take 20 guys and put them
Yeah.
in there, and it's an elimination. One, tag guys in, one winner, and that person gets to pick their number for Mania
Yeah,
or number for
bring
the
back
Rumble,
the,
or
they don't
some
have
connection.
the Armageddon pay-per-view, but bring back the Armageddon six-man Hell in the Cell matches for the heck of it.
Or just have it where
Or
one
something-
person,
something- I know they just had the Hell in the Cell.
Elimination Chamber, you mean?
Or do something,
Yeah.
Just have it
something
where
new.
they put like
Or bring back-
four developmental guys in the ring, and it's a fight to the death,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Or
then
they-
one
they
survives.
own WCW.
4 men enter, 1 man leaves.
One year
That's
they,
the
you know,
Survivor
like, they
Series.
owned WCW. They could put a battle, the battle cage. You know, the battle.
True.
Or
You
we
know,
just bring in
battle
Jeff.
games,
we
you
bring
know?
in Jeff Probst to host it.
I mean, RoboCop 2's coming out. Can we get RoboCop in
Oh,
there?
I hope so.
oh,
We need a
they
new
should
RoboCop.
do something with RoboCop.
Bring him back.
RoboCop 2 is coming.
Did RoboCop? He never actually wrestled, right? He
know
just
what
He broke Sting out of the cage.
Okay, that's right.
And then Sting went and saved Luger in the ring.
Yep.
And in that time, they
And everyone's been regretting that he saved Luger ever since.
I've never been in a room full of 16,000 people where in the suspension of disbelief was like, there's a human robot man that's actually alive right now.
Yeah. It goes to show that people were not as intelligent in the late 80s or
We
late
need
90s.
RoboCop versus David Arquette at WrestleMania this year.
Wow. Buy rates.
We need an
For
Iron Man
for the
match.
Intercontinental title.
I feel like we need an Iron Man match at WrestleMania.
With
too.
Iron Man.
I don't know who would be in it, but
Iron Man
With
versus
Iron
Thor.
Man.
well, but like Daniel Bryan versus like Triple H in an Iron Man match. I don't know, something weird, something.
It's been a long
Could you
time.
imagine Punk and Bryan and
I was
Iron
just
Man?
saying-
match?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
that
about
would
to
be
say that.
amazing.
Well, I
That'd
mean,
be
Nigel
incredible.
McGuinness and Daniel Bryan had some amazing Ring of Honor stuff, and I think
They should do Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart in an Iron Man match again right
well,
now.
I think
The two of them come back.
I think this
We're
year's
going
gonna
to
be
do
a
a
lot of-
5-minute Iron Man match.
I feel like this year's gonna be a lot of
That's already there.
mentors versus the people they changed. Like there's talk about Shawn Michaels versus Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
There's talk about Triple H versus Vince McMahon.
Right.
Actually.
Well, speaking
There's
of
talk
which-
a lot of like, and maybe Undertaker. You know, if we're all hoping
Versus
it's
Brother
gonna be
Love?
it's gonna be Lesnar, right? But imagine because now he went back to he's corporate now. Imagine they did one more Undertaker versus Kane. You know.
Speaking of which,
I'm
this
hoping
opens...
for Undertaker versus Sting still. I'm
Yeah,
still
yeah, sure.
hoping
Solid.
Sting.
Sure.
Well, speaking of teacher
Could
versus
come in.
mentor, this opens the door for you, Jesse Heiman.
Yes.
You could have a special stipulation match where you teach people how to make out with hot chicks.
Oh.
That'd be incredible.
Didn't they
That would
have
You should
Cody
totally
Rhodes
be a
did
men-
makeup?
have
They
like
should have a wedding at WrestleMania. Let me let me, you know,
Officiate.
You
officiate
kiss
it.
the bride.
And you
Yeah.
call in
Totally.
3-minute warning and all
Yeah.
things.
Didn't Cody have a kissing contest with the Divas a couple years ago?
Probably.
Probably.
When he had
They've done
probably
that.
when he still had his mustache or something. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Pretty much everything has probably happened. So overall thoughts leading into Survivor Series. I know we're gonna, everyone's gonna talk about it on Twitter and everything. Overall thoughts leading in, Cathy.
I think I'm excited, but I don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
Okay. Pensy.
I'm a little lukewarm on the whole thing.
Okay. I was more excited a few weeks ago.
I was excited at the end of last week's Raw last week's Raw when the Wyatts and the Shield were going at. That was like, this is awesome. And then that match nothing's.
Nope.
I mean, hopefully something happened, but that got me jazzed up.
Let's go with jazz.
I'm sorry.
Let's go
I'm
with jazzed
sorry.
up.
Jizzed up is bad. Hashtag jizzed up.
Hashtag what?
That got me all excited. Wet. That got me excited.
Wet.
That got me excited
Wet.
for it. But like but that's not happening, so I'm not super.
Clum, overall thoughts for the matches that we do know that are happening.
You know, I wouldn't say I'm super overall excited with the build-up going into this, but you know, sometimes those are the best pay-per-views.
Sure.
You know, that you don't have expectations, and then the guys come out really and all perform, and sometimes you can have. So maybe this could be a sleeper pay-per-view.
Shouldn't be. It's a damn Survivor
I mean,
Series.
it's Survivor
It should
Series,
be.
but like I haven't loved the.
I
the
wish there
build-up
was
as-
part of like the build up to WrestleMania season. Like this is the last match or last couple
Yeah.
pay-per-views before the WrestleMania season begins. They should already be building up towards that.
Right.
You know?
I'm just not excited about any of the title matches.
Yeah.
Or,
I'm almost like I hope you know, I'm disappointed that I didn't order it. You know, I hope it's that good that I hear about it that it's like.
You want to go get the
Honestly,
replay? That
Jesse, you're
Yeah.
saying you're not going to
You're
order
not
it?
ordering is what.
Well, at this point, I'm not sure I want to. You know,
Yeah.
I'm sure I want to.
Wow.
I may want to save my money for WrestleMania season.
That's one
Wow.
of those things where whenever we're underwhelmed with the card or we don't know what to expect and are, you know, disappointed in that, it ends up being much better than
I
we
know.
thought. And then whenever we're really hyped for, you know, the card that they have, it's a disappointment.
But
so
that
I'll
works.
probably end up ordering it.
Jesse,
but I
you're
just-
more than welcome to watch with us.
Oh yeah.
But they
Yeah.
have like that affects their buy rates though. If they don't pump up a card sufficiently, then their buy rates are going to be low, even if it could be a great pay-per-view card. I mean, when it happens. But.
yeah.
Good point. I mean, maybe something will happen on SmackDown that'll make it miraculously something. I
Like
don't
they'll
know.
announce a match.
Yes. Yes.
Maybe they'll have Thor there. I don't know. That would be better. They had Thor versus someone in a hammer match. I
A
don't know,
Pilgrim
that'd be
versus an
awesome.
Indian would
Oh,
be
hammer
nice.
on the pole match.
There you go.
A Pilgrim versus Tatanka.
Oh my God.
All right.
That'd be like Ginger versus. Blanca.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's gonna be Survivor
Wrong kind of
Look,
Indian.
What it comes down to is it's gonna be Survivor
know.
Series. We're all gonna watch it. We all gonna enjoy it because that's what we love to do. Of
course.
Before we all put ourselves over and close out, I want to say this. Look, we do this for the viewers and the listeners because we all love professional wrestling. But this past week, a certain person, listener or viewer, wished for my plane to crash.
No, what?
Yes.
Yeah, I think.
you
Because
scumbag.
he misheard something that we said about Cena. He got just so angry because he thought we said John Cena wasn't strong, which couldn't be further from the truth. So he called me a whole bunch of really
Have
nasty.
you seen us? Like, we're
Yeah.
not strong. He is strong.
Yeah.
You know what I say? John
People
Cena's
need to.
Boston strong.
When people get upset with things we say, they need to go back and listen again.
Not
because
just
half
that.
the times they
Even if
completely
we
misunderstand
did say
what
that,
we said.
wishing for someone to die is
Yeah.
Is wrong.
Over
yeah.
your opinions about
You
professional
scumbag.
wrestling
This
is
is the
ridiculous.
point I want to make. He called me a whole bunch of expletives. I don't care. Call us all the names you want. Wish for my plane to crash. Dude, if you get that angry about not only pro wrestling, but about what we say on a show about pro wrestling, get some help, is all I want to say.
Yeah.
Because good God almighty,
cool.
be a human being. Go out and kiss a neighbor's puppy. Do something.
Stay
live.
away from puppies. I'm afraid what you might
Yeah,
do
stay
to
away
puppies.
from
You
puppies.
stay away from puppies.
Just wanted
Puppies
to
and
say,
kids.
Leave
Stay
pup-
away from puppies and kids.
Find cats.
Yeah.
Take care of cats. You can take some cats out. Leave puppies
yeah,
alone.
Yeah, get 20 cats. Aside from that guy, we appreciate every viewer and listener we have. Kathy, put yourself over. Go for it.
You can find me on Twitter at Catherine Kelley.
All right, Eddie Pence.
At Eddie Pence. I'm headlining the Hollywood Improv December 6th. Come out.
Boom.
You can find me at Cluminator on Twitter and go to my YouTube page, /Ryan Clum. I got a bunch of matches and me teaching a 10-year-old how to drop kick, which
Getting
is
kicked in the balls.
getting kicked in the balls doesn't work out well for me. So
Kissing extraordinaire Jesse Heiman.
At Jesse Heiman.
Okay.
Hyman.
Hyman.
Yes.
We're all Hyman guys. I'm at
I like how
Jake.
you just told him how to say his last name.
At this point, it's Hyman.
I could be Hyman Jr. if WWE wants to hire me. There you go.
There we go.
Got it. I'm at Jay Quasto, JLoComedy.com. We'll see you after the Survivor Series next Monday night. Enjoy the pay-per-view. Good night, everybody.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Yeah.
Buzz you later.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.